welcome back to the Slow Burn 6-week program. Today is week 1, day 2, and we are going to focus on the lower body today. So if you haven't already, make sure you go ahead and do that warm-up. Check out the core exercise that's going to be paired with this first movement. And this first movement is going to be a squat touchdown. So for this, you're going to need a box. I've got this little metal box right here. If you have a wooden one, if you can stack some textbooks or something like that. And you want it to be about mid-shin height, so you want it to be halfway up your leg. So what you're going to do for this is stand up on your box. If you need some help balance-wise, you can stand next to a wall, something like that, to hold onto while you do this. So what you're going to do is slowly step down with that foot hanging off. You want your heel to touch the ground, and then come right back up. Okay, so you should feel it in your glutes, the outside of your glutes, and in your quads. So you want to come down and then up. You don't want to come down too hard and step all the way down. You just want your heel to gently touch the floor and come back up. You're going to do this for 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps. And again, make sure you pair it with the core exercise, the McGill Big 3. So you want to do your core exercise, then jump right into the touchdowns. Take a short break, 30 seconds to a minute, and then start back over. All right, so for our first Tabata of the day, we have an up-down lunge paired with a plank. So for the Tabata itself, it's going to be 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. And we're going to repeat those 30 seconds 8 times. It'll come out to be just around 4 minutes. So for the first exercise of the Tabata, we're going to do an up-down lunge. So we're going to take one of our legs, take a step back with the other leg, and then come back to standing. I want you guys to try to keep your arms in place. Don't be swinging them around. Try to use momentum. Try to keep it all in your legs. So if you need to, keep your arms across your chest, behind your head, whatever it takes. So you're going to step down, back with both legs, and then up. And then go through this for those 20 seconds, and then we're going to rest for 10. Once we're done with that set, that 20 seconds and 10, we'll move into the plank. So the plank we can do one of 2 ways. We can either do on our forearms or up on our hands. So the forearm plank, you would make your body in a straight line, just like we do for our push-ups. Right here, forearms flat on the floor, or you can do it up on your hands, and you hold both of those, or at least one of those, for the 20 seconds, and then take your 10 seconds of rest. All right, so for our second Tabata, we have an Eccentric Single-Leg RDL. The RDL itself is just a hip hinge, so we are going to slightly bend our knees. We want to keep our shins vertical the entire time. Core and back should be flat and tight. We're going to bend over at the hips as low as we can, keeping that back flat. And then you should feel a stretch through your hamstrings. When you get to that stretch point, you're going to come back up and squeeze your glutes. But if you remember from yesterday's workout, the eccentric portion means that on the way down, we're going to take a little bit longer to get there than we normally would. So the scheme for this one is a 2-2-1. So it'll be 2 seconds on the way down, 2-second hold, and then 1 coming up. So let's look at an example of that eccentric single-leg RDL. If you look at the seconds that we're going to be doing it, so the 2-2-1, that comes out to be about 5 seconds, right? So if we're doing this Tabata for 20 seconds of work, we should be getting about 4 reps on each leg before we take that break. So for the single leg RDL, just like we did for our touchdowns, if we need to use a wall to help our balance, perfectly okay. So for the single leg, you're just going to pick a leg. I'm going to start on my right leg, and we are going to go down for 2, hold for 2, up for 1, once that timer starts. So remember, the one I suggest using is the Gymnext timer, the Flex timer. That one works great for this and for some of the other circuits that we'll be doing throughout the program. So if we look at it, right, so we're going to start in 4, 3, 2, 1. So it'll be down 2, 1, hold, up 1. So down 2, hold 2, up 1. Down 2, hold 2, up 1. Down 2, hold 2, up 1. And that's just around 20 seconds right there. So you should get about those 4 reps in those. So once you're done with the right leg, you'll take your 10-second break. Promise you it's not going to last as long as it seems. And then you'd start right back in on the left side, and then go back and forth until those 8 rounds are done. Remember, for all of these that we're on the floor for, if you're at home, if you're on hardwood floors or anything like that, use a blanket, or if you have a yoga mat, use that too. It'll really help your knees, and especially if you're on these forearm planks, it'll help your elbows out as well. And that is it for our second day of the slow burn program. No stretching is needed. If you would like to, you can go find the link for the lower body stretch and follow along to that if you feel like you need a little bit more movement, a little bit more flexibility after today's workout. But thank you for joining us, and I'll see you guys next time.